Today on In the Woodyard, we're stopping at a sugar shack in northern Wisconsin. These are two guys my brother and I know. We stop in every year while we're beaver trapping and have a few beers with them. And they got a big new sugar shack they built with a new cooker and an RO, so it's pretty cool. You're going to get to see the whole operation today. So here we go.
So today I'm here with Buzz, and this is his sugar shack operation here up in northern Wisconsin. And you've been doing, for how long now you've been doing?
5 years.
5 years? And you started out the first year doing how much?
First year we started with 10 gallons of syrup, and second year was 50 gallons.
Wow.
And then third year was 150. I think the fourth year was 150, and then now we're hoping for 150 this year too.
Yeah, with this operation, how many gallons are you going through total for sap?
So this year so far we've had about 7,000 gallons of sap that we processed down. We're at probably about 90 gallons of syrup so far for the year. And like I said, we still got probably 2 weeks to go yet.
Yeah.
Hoping this week she cools off a little yet so we can get some more runs.
It's supposed to be cold the next couple nights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The shack we built 2 years. This will be our second year in it now.
Well, show me what you got here. Just give me a quick tour.
Basically, this was where we buried the old cabin. We tore down our old cabin about 10 years ago and buried it right here, and we decided to build the sugar shack down here.
Nice. So what year is your Bobcat?
That's a 2013.
Now, if that's one they don't make anymore?
Yeah, yep.
So is that,
That's a 50 horse.
what is it, a Coyote?
It's made by Coyote for Bobcat, yeah.
Yeah, I know they're making them now. Yeah.
So that's a 50 horse.
Tractor.
Yeah, they do a hell of a nice job.
Yeah, not too big, not too small. I'm looking at Coyote tractors. That's one of the brands I'm looking at.
Oh, really?
I'm looking at 40 to 50 horsepower.
If you see all these racks here, they once were full of firewood. So this year so far we burnt up six of these racks of firewood.
So you're buying all these from the Amish, right?
I buy all the slab wood from the Amish and cut it up.
Yeah. So it's mostly maple then?
Hard or maple, a lot of oak, ash, but all hardwood.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, if you see them,
How much do you go like in a day? One rack a day, half a rack a day?
probably a couple racks a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, rack and a half, somewhere around there.
What do you figure is in there for cords if you had to guess?
Roughly a cord.
Oh, really? About
Yeah.
cord?
But I mean, I guess it would be a cord up to here. I only have it to right about here so I can get my chainsaw in here and cut it.
Sure. So what do you pay for a rack from the Amish like that?
$50 a bundle I buy the wood for. So,
Not bad.
no, and then I haul it with my log truck.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, we built the lean-tos off each sides. That's where all the wood was stored all summer.
Sure.
Was right there.
So you just cut them right in these racks here?
Yep, I strapped the middle down like that, and with a 24-inch bar in my steel, and just cut through on each side, and you got the firewood ready to roll.
Careful you don't cut too far and hit the metal.
Yeah, and then it's like I said, it's got to be low enough where I can fit the bar in there.
Sizes doesn't really matter, just whatever.
Well, I like to use this smaller wood in that cooker just so it burns up a little faster.
Yeah. So you want them small.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is almost perfect then for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the process of splitting. You just, like I said, I load it in with my pulp truck and cut it up with the chainsaw, and it's ready to go.
So you just pick it up with your claw and set the whole thing on?
Yeah, yeah. Cool. What I do is, they come in 8-foot lengths.
Right.
So I set two of these together, and then cut that one in the middle, and then you got two bundles ready to roll.
Looks like she's filling them.
There's Ruby girl. Ruby, say hi. She's picking stones.
She's not too friendly. Yeah, I might just have to drive this away for you here.
That's fine. That's
That'd
fine.
Be the perfect size for me. What did you pay for it new?
22.
Oh, that's not bad.
22,000. Yeah.
Oh, you got a good deal on it then.
That's when they were going out of business. So.
Really?
Yeah, I got a good deal on it.
Oh, it was a place that a dealership going.
No, Bobcat quit making them.
Oh.
So in 2013 they quit making them, or maybe it was 2014, and so yeah, I ended up getting it when it was pretty much on a closeout.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
I checked on that a year prior, and they wanted close to 30,000 for it.
Right. Yeah, 50 horsepower. That's about what you're gonna.
Yeah.
pay.
So I ended up getting it for 24. That was with the loader up front, hydrostatic.
Right. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and you got your.
And that's the biggest horsepower they made in that chassis.
Right. Right. I looked at Coyotes the other day. They're nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Be a CT 445.
Oh, okay, you got it.
So this is a 50 horse.
So that landscape place, they use there's a lot. And
They use it every day, all summer long, and they hold up to everything.
yeah, yeah, I've heard Coyote makes good equipment.
Yep.
That's one that I'm looking at. Yeah,
Just the front end and everything's
solid,
heavy
yeah.
duty.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you got for a capacity initial? Is it like around 3,400 or something?
I think so, yeah.
At height, you're probably what, 24-ish?
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know, how much of your totes weigh with you got them full of sap?
I would say, well, 275 gallons, probably about 3,000 pounds.
It lifts it no problem.
2,800, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not no problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It struggle. I mean, it does it, but there's times I got to put a couple people on the back for a
You got
counterweight.
weighted tires too, or no?
Yeah, I got fluid in the tires.
Yeah. What do you
Yep.
got in there? The beet juice, or?
Yeah, yeah, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at some other operation stuff here.
Well, like I said, we put the lean-to on here. Eventually, we're gonna enclose that, but it's all lighted, LED lights, just for firewood. And like I said, on the other side, it houses the storage tank. We actually built this whole building in 3 days. Had a buddy of mine from Medford come up, Paul Carlson.
Well, it's the name that did it, you know.
Yeah. He's one of the better builders around, and so we had him come up, and he ramrodded the whole thing here, and like I said, in 3 days we had it done start to finish.
So let's just get the basic stuff in here, just from beginning to end.
Here we got my dad, Tom Seidel.
How you doing?
Jack Johnson, one of our helpers.
Hello.
I'm a supervisor.
That's guy second in charge, Ryan.
Just like that.
Yeah,
So he's the one that does all the work.
yeah.
So show me what you do here.
So go over by him first. I guess that's the first part of the process.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah. So here's the first stage is the RO.
Comes out from the tank, I pump it in there in that little light blue line. Comes into this tank and it feeds down through there into a pump filter just to filter out some of the junk, and then it actually gets pressurized up to about 250 psi. And then it goes through one membrane into the other membrane, and you can see down there I got 2 clean waters going into the pipe.
Keep going. This is the mic. Just hold it and up and talk.
Yep, there's 2 clean waters going into the pipe. And a lot of guys will, when they make their own ROs, they do them into one. I did a double, and it seemed to be working good, because when you blow out these little seals like that, you know which membrane did it, because you can test your clean water for sugar. And then you got to take the whole thing apart. You can take one apart, put the new seal in, and go back to work.
So how long does it take you to drain a tank doing the RO?
When these filters are new, I can take 275 gallons down to 75 gallons in an hour.
Really? And then you boil it for how long on your...
Our cooker will do 35 to 40 gallons an hour off of water. So I'm sending it to them at 8%, so that's just over 10 gallons of sap per 1 gallon of syrup. So
the old way was how much?
43 gallons.
Wow.
So yeah,
Saving days.
we're saving
days.
lots of time by doing that. Yep.
And your stuff is pre-sold. You got buyers already, right? Or pretty much?
No.
Not necessarily, no. We just sell it to family and friends, and it's always repeat buyers.
Oh, you got enough, and you're bottling it yourself too?
Bottle it ourselves. We got a big filter press, and we got
mainly quarts and pints.
Right.
yeah, we got some pretty good products, so it's always repeat buyers.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
You see, so once that's done in that tank, it goes through that clear line up into the holding tank,
Okay.
and then that's the feed tank where it feeds from there into the cooker. So here's the RO'd sap. Here's the RO'd sap coming into the cooker. And this float valve here regulates the height of this pan.
Sure.
It's an oil, anti-foam oil. So you put a little bit in here once in a while so it doesn't foam up. If you don't use it, it actually...
I've seen other people's.
Yeah.
My dad foamed over once on his.
Yeah, it gets pretty ugly.
So yeah, there's a rule in syrup. It's 80, whatever sap percentage you got, you divide by 86. Divide it by 86. So if you get 2% sap, 2 divided by 86 is 43. So 43 gallons per gallon. So right now, our sugar towards the end of the season goes lower. We're at 1.5%.
So in the beginning, you get more sugar.
Yeah.
We were running about 2.5 out of the trees in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 1.5%.
So 1.5, it don't sound like much, but now it's 57 gallons per 1 gallon.
Are they flowing faster now?
Today it is, but it'll start slowing down. Yeah, at the end of the year, the sugar content goes down.
Okay, so what's next?
So basically, it comes through here and cooks back here, and eventually goes to that other float on the other side. And then it goes into this pan, and this is a divided pan. So it's got 3 different sections, and it comes over here, around over to here, and then by the time it gets to here, it's syrup then, getting close to being syrup.
And then this just automatically trips and...
Yep, once it gets to the right thickness, density, it'll come and draw off of here, and that's finished syrup.
And you got to feed it how often? Every 15 minutes?
Every 10 minutes, we'll feed it with firewood.
And then these are all finished over here, right?
Yep, all them totes are full.
So each one of these is how many gallons?
8 gallons.
So each one of these is 8 gallons, and
What do we got? 8, 9, 10, 11 tanks so far.
I'll just load up a couple and take them home then.
Yeah, go for it. Just leave me probably, let's just go.
$1,000?
Yeah, $60 a gallon.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But we do it.
So do you guys have a name for your
Oxbow Hills Sugar Bush.
Oxbow Hill?
Yep.
Well, let's go look out at the trees then.
Okay.
Get them doing some actual work.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job. So then, down below, just tell me about your, underneath, like last night, you told me about how you got it down beneath here, you've got...
Yeah, so how this one works is it doesn't really need a fan, it's all on natural draft. So the air comes up here and then goes through the grates and makes a good strong fire.
So you just got grates in there.
Yeah.
Cool. So you just rake it out every once in a while so it gets more air and then
Yeah, get the coals out of there and the ashes, and it'll really come alive then.
The first year he was so proud of this. This was his.
That was his
Look
invention.
at
I
that.
built an RO and he built this.
Look at that.
This was his big invention. So he can rake his.
That's not stock. That's not stock.
You're getting ash in your syrup now.
Oh, come on,
That's
man.
good flavoring.
Good flavor. Good flavoring. Okay, all right, that's nice.
Yeah. There we go. We started this morning and we filled two of them blue barrels, so 16 gallons plus this one. So we're probably at 20 gallons of product for the day.
Did you ever spill one? Because it looks pretty tippy right there.
No, we haven't,
It'll level out.
but I'm sure he will. Good old milker's tank. You don't find these anymore. But they work good. They 4 nights. You don't spill
Yeah,
on
you just
the
got to
floor.
fix a weld over there on that side.
Yeah.
Next year.
You get a lot of stuff for free, and the maple syrup engine was free, and that was free.
Yeah. Cool. Holy crap, that's big. How many gallons does that hold?
1,000 gallons.
Jeez.
1,000 gallons of 2% sap.
What'd that cost you?
$600 for the
Well, that's not bad at all.
tank. Normally they're about 2-3 grand.
Would you get it from somebody or?
Yeah, got it used. Got a got to get this stuff as cheap as you can, you know.
Well, yeah.
So our whole system is set up on gravity feed with 3/16 tubing and then 3/16 taps. So you can see this nice gradual sloping hill, as we call the Oxbow Hills. It's right down there is the city of Oxbow.
Yeah, you can see the line.
See Oxbow, huh?
Yeah.
See the sign?
Yeah.
But yeah, look at how it flows down that nice gradual sloping hill. And
How long can you go with a run before you got to
can go
support
quite
it?
a while.
Because it sags.
You go between the trees.
Yeah,
the trees
yeah.
support it.
Right.
So on them 3/16 line, you can go about 40 taps, and you want to have the gravity going down, and it'll actually pull about 25 pounds of
There's some
vacuum.
trees over here you missed, I see.
That's
in the corner.
state land.
state land.
Oh, really? That corner
Yeah.
the state owns?
Oxbow.
There it is.
So yeah, I know the state.
Did you
owns
know
it.
that this is going to be seen by about 20,000 people?
Really lined up for miles.
So how many times a day are you pumping this thing out?
This will be probably 3 times a day we'll have to pump this.
Really?
So we'll probably get about 800 gallons today.
Jeez. What'd this tank cost you?
We got this free from a
No
buddy of
kidding.
mine. My buddy Derek Wanish out of Catawba, Wisconsin.
So in other words, you owe him some maple syrup.
I go him some syrup, yep.
Did you find that all of a sudden you get friends when you got maple syrup?
Yep, friends in low places.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Just like a fireman.
I traded some syrup to a buddy of mine that does beaver trapping.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I forgot the fitting box. Let me go get it.
So I traded him a whole case of syrup for a beaver hat.
Did you get your hat yet?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
one of the warmest things.
Yeah,
around.
we trade. Oh, they're too warm. You ice fish at all? If you ice fish, you will never get cold wearing that thing.
You know,
It's
normally I got
unbelievable.
an ice fishing shack, so me and the kid went for the first time. It was in December. It was pretty cold out, and I didn't have an ice shack or portable or nothing, and just drove out without the wheeler or with the wheeler, and that's all I had on was some winter clothes and my clam ice fishing suit and that beaver hat. It was amazing how warm it kept you.
Can't hear anything with it on.
No,
But they are. You can't
Yeah.
walk. You walk 10 yards, you're sweating.
yeah,
They're just unbelievable. So I see you got some wire hanging this. This is because that gets a little saggy otherwise.
well, that's what keeps that whole 1-inch main line up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm coming from the other side here.
We'll eventually walk up there.
Yeah. So how many acres do you guys have here?
We have about 40 acres.
And
It's
how
all
much is tapped?
probably only about 10, 15 of
Really,
it.
no kidding.
Yeah.
You got that much more to go for
Yeah,
growth?
which
Holy
I don't know
smokes.
if we will. We might put in maybe 400 more taps and then probably call her good.
Yeah.
But it's our family land. Was my great grandpa bought it back in 1959, I believe.
Oh, cool.
And
You already paid for it back then?
I don't, but it probably wasn't much.
Probably a few hundred an acre.
Yeah, the cabin that my great grandpa bought was an old logging camp. It was a guy that ran the logging crew. It was his house. So it's been in the family for 60, 70 years, but I think it was built in the 1900s.
Really?
Yeah.
Neat. So is this gauge accurate here?
I think it. No, I don't think it is. It can't hardly be 50 degrees.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they said we're supposed to hit almost 60 today, and
Yeah.
pretty warm out. So is this commercial grade? I mean, food grade and everything pumped too?
Yep.
So now you're gonna pump it from this tank here.
Yeah, so it all flows down into this 1-inch wet line into this bulk tank, and then so now we'll pump it from the bulk tank up to them food grade totes, and then take it up to the sugar shack.
And the food grade totes you get from where?
I got these from a dairy supply store in
yeah.
Withee.
Yeah.
as you can see, it's coming in a pretty nice steady
I'm gonna
stream.
go in there and take a peek at it. Oh yeah. Is there supposed to be a body in there?
Yeah.
Flavoring? Oh, so there you go. The top is right to the bottom, huh?
Yeah, I was just putting
So how long does it take you to pump this out then?
It's probably going to take a minute or two.
That's it?
It don't take very long.
Holy smokes. Yeah, you can see it coming up already.
We knocked it down to 2 inch. It's actually a 3-inch pump. It'd probably be way too much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is fast. And that probably weighs about 2,500, 3,000 pounds?
Well, just figured 8 pounds to the gallon, 275, so 16, yeah, a little over 2,000. Last time we were up here, he put 2 of them in his F-150.
Oh yeah, but was it squatting pretty
She
good?
was sagging pretty good.
Yeah, I'll get out there.
Go for a walk down the line.
Sure.
The little lines coming in.
Sure.
Oh, wait till you come here.
Wow, that's going fast.
You know, we used to hold it up on top, but it flops around and quick connects are nice. You just open it and go.
Yeah, I had 2 of these totes in the back of that F-150, and I think that's all she wanted.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of weight. Over
4,000 pounds? Yeah, I think you were pretty
think I
good.
was
Right down to the bump
exceeding.
stops for you. There were just no spring at all.
I don't
was
think
there?
the DOT would have liked that.
No.
Got to put them to the test once in a while.
Yeah.
See if all them commercials they have are hold true.
Yeah. That's almost full already. So how much will that tank hold?
It's a 900 gallon tank.
Did you ever come here and it's overflowing?
Yep. Twice this year.
This year already?
I blame it on the fire law because he called me one day and he goes, I was gone to Florida. He goes, I heard sap was running over Highway 70. Or he told me Highway 70 was shut down because there's sap flowing over. And twice this year we've overflowed. Who knows how much you lose? You don't know.
Yeah, you can't.
You get here and it's just looks like it ran downhill, but it is what it is. It's all right. It's been a good season. Been a lot of
Oh
sap.
yeah, that's full fast. Holy smokes. I'm guessing there's gonna be a little pressure there. Well, you tried to get it to go back in, or?
When we first started, you had a bucket under everything trying to catch
No,
it.
it's like, don't worry about it.
No, it's
Now that you're getting it by the
right, we can go
by the
up there.
ton.
You can see the
Sure,
blue
yeah,
line.
let's go. Here, who's gonna do the talking? He can wear the mic. That's his job now? Here, I'm gonna put a mic on you so when you're talking we can hear you. Just
Okay.
stick it on you. There you go, you're on. What do you guys gotta do for permits or anything? Is there anything special?
No, there's no permits.
No, in the state you get a permit to park there nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Well, eventually we got to talk to our tax assessor, because eventually you can get, if you have so many taps per acre, you can get a tax break.
Oh, yeah,
Put
yeah.
your land back
Right.
into egg.
Yeah, that's what my
So-
dad does with his Christmas tree farm.
Sure.
He got so many acres of Christmas trees, and his taxes went from like 1,800 down to like 400. It was
Yeah.
a lot for a year.
We haven't done it yet, but now I think we have enough taps because you got to have a certain amount of taps per acre.
Right.
So
Right, and if not, you could always do something else to increase it.
I mean we
Patch out
could
and
we
plant
could
some
absolutely
Christmas trees or something.
right
Yeah.
we could absolutely have enough taps for it. We
I
got
missed that nice tree. Could have tapped that, huh?
Is that state?
Is that
though?
the right one?
that's the wrong tree, Lenny. You got to hop under the line here and get on this side.
Have you guys tried? You got any birch trees or
No,
anything else? I know some guys do birch.
that's actually going to start right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
If
birch.
you had land of birch, you could do both.
Yep, you could.
So what's this here?
So you can see the little air bubbles coming in there. So this one's actually got, you can see the first tap. We forgot to tap it. So it's sucking a little air.
That was actually his fault.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Yeah, we blame
So-
my brother. We blame each other for.
You can see this line's getting air, which these trees do create a little air. or a little gas, but this is too much. You can see it's a bunch in a
Every
row.
living thing creates gas, especially my brother.
There you go. Right. But we move on. There's some better ones.
No, it's just the reason they're so high is because we had a lot of snow this year, and the taps ended up being, you know, you got to figure there was probably 2 feet of snow, so it looks high right now because all the snow's gone.
Yeah.
Right. And you can tell when we cut this trail back there, snow was high. You know, all the stubble, we didn't cut it down to the ground, but because we did it in the winter
So
time.
many total trees you got tapped?
About 650.
650, and 2 taps per tree, or just one?
So, some get one. The majorities are good-sized trees, so we're all doing 2 on them.
So like when you go to a 2, how big? It's got to be like what, 12 inches, 16 inches?
Probably 18-inch or bigger for
yeah.
two
Yeah.
taps.
So is this the line here for state land, or you just
No.
No, state land's over there, probably 100 yards.
So you still got a few trees in here?
Yeah,
too.
we could probably do 2 more runs coming down this way, and that we'll probably do that next year.
Yeah. Well, you got to grow somewhat slow,
Yep.
because you don't want to go too crazy, because you know of all the other people in business.
Yeah.
They eventually run out of money.
Yep. And it's hard to keep up, to be honest, if you don't have the right equipment. We're actually struggling right now with what we're getting.
For the amount of sap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a good year, and you show up, you got 3,000 gallons to cook.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of
Can
work.
you imagine when you first started having this much?
No.
We'd have to sell our sap.
I laugh because Buddy's at home. He was, you know, they had a half a tote full, and it takes them all day to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So
When you used to do everything from beginning to end without doing the RA, it's RA, is that what's called? RO?
Reverse osmosis.
Yes, I knew it was something like that. Before that, you guys were sitting for hours, 24 hours a day running around.
Yeah.
Our first pan was probably 2 foot. Well, I think it was 2.5 foot by 2 foot. And like I said, it took that whole season. We cooked for probably 4 weeks straight, and we got 10 gallons of syrup out of it.
And you were happy, weren't you?
We were happy. I call it the term rich and traveling.
Yeah, we'll have to bleep that out. It's okay, people will get it. I bleep stuff out all the time when I'm around Kenny.
So, but no, the first year we did it up in our shed there, and basically we were both hauling wood at the time, and was getting to be nice out. You know, spring breakups coming in the wood industry. So I call him up on a Wednesday. He says, "You want to start making maple syrup?" He's like, "You know, I was just thinking about that. You know, the sun was beating on you in the windshield."
So were you guys thinking about it at the time?
Just it was out of the blue. He made a phone call, and by Friday we scavenged everything we could.
Talked to one buddy. I got some taps laying around and some buckets and with some lids on it. And
Somebody had a stainless tank for you?
well, we found some of them IBC totes, and then another buddy of mine had a cooker. I bought that for $100. And to be honest, the first year we cooked, we ended up winning an award-winning trophy.
Really?
Yeah, there was a Maple Fest.
Was that skill or just dumbass luck?
Dumbass luck.
Yeah.
But
Nothing wrong with being lucky.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a Maple Fest in Medford, Wisconsin that we took the sap to, and we ended up getting a first place on it.
So how many people entered? One? I'm just kidding.
No, I think it's quite a big deal.
600,000.
No.
600,000. Let's move down the line and get down to the end there. We see there's a bunch.
right.
There's a whole bunch down there.
But you can see all the ladder lines come down.
Could be your taps when they get cold, they
They're
push
not
out.
tight.
Yeah.
You know, even though we beat them in there, but
These are just plastic taps.
plastic taps.
And how far in are you going?
Well, we got a special hammer. It makes a different sound. It doesn't go in very far.
We drill
This one's
in
not doing anything here.
slowly.
Yeah, every tap is different.
We set the drill bit, and it's a special drill bit, and we set that to go in the tree 1 3/4 to 2 inch. Yeah.
So yeah, when it freezes at night, it'll push these taps out.
Really? So you have to go back around every tree and tap them in?
Sometimes, I mean, you could spend days trying to get every leak, but some of these holes I know, like when we drilled in, I think they're hollow.
Dead tree.
So it's sucking air from inside the tree down your line, but they're still pulling vacuum, so it's not.
So then you're tapping different holes every year, because I see a hole here
Yeah.
that I see last year.
Yeah.
They say the size of your hand.
Apart?
If you can look right
Yeah.
here, yeah, there's my hole.
Well, I know I watched a show on a guy that was doing, he was taking old trees that were hundreds of years old, and he was making lumber out of it, and you could see the old taps.
Oh, yeah.
You could see where it would be like in one section, then another section, another section. And it actually looked really cool as far as the grain of the wood, and he was making furniture and stuff with it.
Okay.
Looked really neat.
Yeah, they say to scrape the bark off first, so you can get a nice even drill. And then the reason they say also to do that is so next year you can see where your tap was.
Right, sure.
Because a lot of times they'll heal up and you won't be able to see where your tap is. So a good practice is to scrape that bark off and then drill your hole, and then again next year you can stay your 6 inches away.
Here's over here, you can see you got it scraped there too. Yeah, it's all this little stuff. This probably doesn't cost much, but when you got hundreds of feet of it, everything starts adding.
Yeah.
So your hole is, you buy that in bulk?
Yeah. Everything we bought here came from Roth, Sugarbush, and Cadott, Wisconsin.
Yeah, like 1,000-foot rolls. Usually everything comes in. These are all 1,000-foot rolls, and then you cut them.
What about these too?
I think this is a 500-footer or something like that was. And then this is like a high tensile strength wire, like they do with cattle fencing now.
Oh, okay.
So you stretch that, and then it just hangs.
So basically, to set this up, we set the wire first.
Right.
Hung this wire, tied it to a few trees along the line, and then from there we strung out the 1-inch hose, and then used these stainless steel wire ties to hold it all up.
And there's no regulations for what you can and can't do. It's just what works best.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Do you see people with the bags, the buckets? If you see, of course, they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah. For me, I kind of wanted everything to be kosher. You know, like stainless, or like this ain't just a random water.
That's why
line.
you guys won the award.
It's made. It's made for it because I feed it to my kids.
Oh,
you know.
right.
You can't half-ass the Lord.
Yeah.
So let's go down to the end of here. Double the amount of lines that you want.
Yeah, look at this just a nice slope that brings it all down.
It's easy to walk, but yet it's got a good slope to it.
Yeah.
Not easy to walk.
I bet there's a lot of people that are jealous that you got this much hill.
Yeah, I mean, more people would do this in Wisconsin, but there's not a lot of hills to utilize. Yeah.
Well, some people use pumps, right?
See, and so some people use like pumps out of their. A lot of them use them from when they were old dairy systems,
right?
Vacuum lines, but now these big maple producers sell the pumps. But you have to use electricity and all these different gadgets to get it done, where this is all free.
Yeah.
It's just coming downhill, and
all you got to just pray for is no big huge windstorms or tornadoes, because that would put you down.
Or a bear or deer tearing it down.
So I suppose a bear could get in on stuff.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. So did you take all the hose down over here?
Nope.
Just leave it up.
They say this will last anywhere from 10 to 15 years.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow. I suppose in the old days you'd worry about a little leak like this, but now it's no big deal.
We actually were just in here trying to fix them, but so yeah, they make like a little sleeve that goes over this. You can pull it in for pretty darn time.
So you just got a cap on the end, a plug?
Cap on the end, and you can see it was flowing back. There must be a little hole here. I just adjusted it so it can backwards.
Yeah, I see a little bit of water down there.
On them good days, it flows uphill.
There's a lot of limestone in here.
Yeah, you can see that one. I know this one's on that one was all a little better. This one was that on a tree that had a hollow in it. I know it was when I tapped it. I seen it, but I should have redid it, but I didn't.
But you were too lazy.
I wasn't too lazy because we had 11 lines last year. Now we got 23.
I know.
And I added 12 myself.
And people wonder why maple syrup's expensive. The amount of work you do
it is.
on it is incredible. Well, same as anything else.
Labor of love.
Every time I would put a line up, I probably had to go up and down these hills 4 or 5 times
That's
per
good for
line. In the snowshoes.
No kidding, his snowshoes.
Knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, no, it always seems like you wait till you don't do it when it's easy.
No. That's awesome. Yeah, your trees look pretty good here. And it doesn't hurt them at all. They stay just as healthy as ever, and they leave out just fine. And
one of nature's bounties.
yeah. Oh. Now this one will be gravity here.
Yeah.
Yep, gravity into the holding tank. Where's the sap queen? Oh, there's the sap queen.
She's the sap queen.
You want to hold the hose for them for that?
Okay, squirt that. Okay, take a little step.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of sap.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to drain this then?
Not that long. Probably.
A couple minutes and
Yeah, it doesn't take 3-4 minutes.
So you don't worry about getting all of it?
A little bit in the bottom's fine. We can tip it up, but no, not really. If it was
you're
going to be real warm,
you're going to go fill it again anyway, right?
Yeah, we got another tank down there to go get by the end of the day anyways, for sure.
So what's the most you got in one day of sap?
So far this year, the most we had was about 850 gallons
In one day?
in one day.
Yeah.
Was you going to take a bath in it?
Maybe we should give her head a wash. We stick her head in?
Yeah, she's a little dirty.
She probably would like that.
I think you got a bathtub at your house?
Oh, that's nice.
Your device tool is called a refractometer.
So that wasn't free.
Oh. And this will test the sugar content in the sap coming out of the trees.
So you look into it?
Yeah, so I'll put a little drop of sap here, close this cover, and then when you look into it, you shine it on a bright light, and it'll give you the percentage inside there.
It'll tell me how many bricks. It goes by bricks, which is percent.
So if I just get a little bit of sap on there. Right now we're running at a 1.5%.
Which is where you've been, right? You
Yeah.
kind of expect it to be there.
Here, maybe if you can.
It won't focus in that close. No, this isn't that. No, this only focuses at about
What
this
kind
close.
of operation you running here?
Oh, I don't know. Let's try it. There. Can you see anything? Let's look in there.
Hold on.
Yeah, put it right up to it. Oh, you can see something in there.
Down. There you go.
Oh, you can almost see it. Oh, and it's gone.